All right, we made it. Welcome to the top of Lambs Canyon, just outside of Park City in Park City, Utah. It is one of my favorite hikes. So I thought I'd kick off my very first YouTube video, my plant-powered adventures. Hi. So going downhill now is a lot easier to talk than going uphill. So I'm going to try to fill you in on why I created my plant-powered adventure YouTube station. I feel without a doubt that the most important thing we can do as a species is to switch back to our evolutionary design of a plant-only design. We are, by definition, by design, by our attitude, we're compassionate human beings, by our foot speed, we're slow, by our small little teeth, and don't think that those little incisors there, those little canine teeth, to bite through any skin of any animal that can't. It's good for biting into an apple. Small little flat teeth that grind side to side, up and down. Just the opposite type of teeth as a carnivore. We are also very low acidic. We have a very low acidic stomach. So when we put heavy foods in it, like a big clump of meat, it's really hard for our stomach to break it down. That's why our society pops antacids every day of their life, trying to deal with all that acid coming up from their stomach that the stomach can't deal with because we're eating the wrong foods for our design. The real kicker is our intestinal system. We have the longest intestinal system relative to our size than any other species on planet Earth. So if you put non-fibrous food into that long, windy, convoluted intestinal system that we have, it's just going to sit there and rot and putrefy. A true carnivore, like a dog or a cat or a lion or a bear or a raccoon, they have very short intestines, very short, very wide open intestines. Plus they have a lot more acid in their stomach and in their ability to break down that heavy meat because they're designed for it. They have the teeth, the claws, the speed, the desire for the blood of that animal, which humans don't. So they're designed to get that meat in and out in a hurry. And even the ones that do eat animals, like a lion, they spend most of their day sleeping because of that meal, because it takes so much energy to digest all that meat. So humans are running, our main fuel is glucose. And today, this day and age, if you watch the news, everybody's avoiding their carbohydrates. Carbs are bad. But in reality, carbs are the most important food for the human design. We're just eating the wrong ones. We're eating man-made junk carbs instead of the carbs that God designed for us. And those carbohydrates are whole fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains in abundance. No need to count calories, no need to mix and match. Just eat real food. And one of my favorite doctors, Dr. John McDougall, he is just adamant, which I have learned from my own experience, that we can't live just on greens, big salads, kale salads, all these highly nutritious greens. They're fantastic, but they're very low in calories. And it's hard, there's a lot of people who do it to live just on fruit. Even though I'm a big fan of fruit, it's still hard to get enough calories for us to sustain our energy. That's why people like that big hunk of meat, because that gives it that big fillingness in our belly. So he advocates, and what I've discovered in my own lifestyle, a starch-based diet, which means a diet based around potatoes, whole beans, lots of different beans, and whole grains. And there's so many different ways to make those foods that your different meals will be more than you've ever done, more variety than you've ever had in your meat eating days. So with that potato, bean, and whole grain, instead of a hunk of meat, you're not taking in the cholesterol, you're not taking in the saturated fat, you're not impacting the planet with how much water is being used to feed that plant to an animal first and then eat the animal secondhand. The majority of the water in this country, 50% of it, is going to feed animals. And it's not just what they drink, but it's also what they eat. And 80 to 90% of the grains that we grow in this country are going to feed animals as well. While even in our country we have people starving, people that don't have enough nutrition, people don't have enough food. Well, across this planet, there are billions of people that are starving, while there's billions of obese people on the planet. So, we've got to stop living like kings and queens did in the old days. We need to eat like we're designed. And I know we all love the taste of meat, and we love the taste of cheese. And there's no doubt it's something we crave because of the habits we created. So I'm here in my little YouTube video, and my desire to spread what I've learned over my 30 years of being a trainer and a spa director and a nutritional absorber of all kinds. I read, eat, and breathe everything about nutrition. I've been certified by Dr. John McDougall, Starch Solution. I've been certified by T. Colin Campbell, who wrote the China Studies. The China Study, I've been certified by his E. Cornell program. And I just learn and live, and I can't get enough information every day that's out there. And if you ever want more information on a regular basis, go to my Facebook page, which is called One Single Act. I also have a website called onesingleact.org, all one word. I've accumulated all the information I'm going to be sharing with you over the years in one simple little website that has nothing to do to sell you anything or try to twist your arm or anything. It's just all about education. So please go to my Facebook page, One Single Act, or to my website, onesingleact.org, and keep up with the latest information that I share. And there is a lot of information. The science is overwhelming. People that tell you that a plant-based diet needs to be studied more haven't been looking at the science. The science is overwhelming. Unfortunately, big business, who are out to sell you a product and to keep you buying their products, are very good at manipulating the truths, manipulating their studies to convince you that it's okay to eat animals, it's okay to eat cholesterol, it's okay to have dairy, the milk from a cow, even though we're not cows. And it's not true, but the only one that can convince you of that is you. And it takes you to go out there and educate yourself like I did. So that's the idea of my website. And that's the idea of my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is to share this information. And I just have confidence in the human species that once we all have this information, we will do the right thing. Unfortunately, we don't have the right information right now. It's going to take a grassroots technique with people like myself and the thousands of other people out there that are as passionate about a plant-only lifestyle as myself. You notice I use plant-only lifestyle because, you know, even though I'm very admirable, very admire vegans and their diligence to save animals, unfortunately, in my experience as a trainer, when I use the word vegan too much, it turns people off. And it's just an image that they've acquired. I'm a vegan. I've been doing it for about 20 years now, and I haven't fallen apart. I've actually gotten stronger, fitter, healthier, never sick because of the way I eat. I can hike up the top of these mountains effortlessly, and I do so on a daily basis, which I'm going to share with you. And I just feel so good about the footprint that I'm leaving on planet Earth, and I'm hoping that through education, every human being will see how much their footprint can help this planet. Not only with their own personal health, fixing virtually every chronic disease that's out there, every problem from heart disease, the number one killer, to cancer, number two, diabetes, overuse of medications. Medications are never going to work to fix our problems. We need to get to the root of the problem, which is food. And because of our desire for animal products, we're systematically raising animals and killing animals. And worldwide, it's 70 billion animals a year we're killing needlessly, senselessly. Not only, you know, the unbelievable horror that those animals go through become our food, but all the resources that go into raising those animals, the water, the land, the machinery, the oil, everything that goes into raising animals for food is devastating this planet. A film I'd highly encourage you to watch is called Cowspiracy. That'll help you understand how much our animal-based diet is affecting planet Earth and the water on planet Earth, which unfortunately is going to be the next oil. People are going to be fighting over fresh water very soon. And then, because those animals are raised in these horrific conditions, they're pumped through full of antibiotics their whole lives to keep them alive till they're ready for slaughter. And by the overuse of antibiotics, we're setting ourselves up for all these antibiotic-resistant diseases, which we see now as in bird flu, swine flu, avian flu. Everything's connected to what we're eating. Everything. Our environment, our health, and I even believe the violence. You know, we're so disconnected to what we're eating and how that food got to our plate that desensitizes us to what we're doing on a daily basis to get those animals to our plate. 10 million animals a day in this country are killed for food that we think we need, and we don't. We could be so much healthier and live so much better and live so much cheaper, save so much money both on our grocery bills but also our insurance bills, our health premiums, by switching to a plant-only diet. And the science is there, which I will always leave links below these videos to share with you on the science I'm talking about and the proof and the evidence, so you can look at it on your own. But you can start with my website, onesingleact.org. That has a accumulation of a lot of things. Another great website is nutritionfacts.org. Dr. Michael Drager. He puts together 3 fantastic videos every week that are all very short, easy to watch, based on the latest research and science that's out there. But then every day more and more doctors are discovering the power of this plant-only diet. And that's what we need to get to as well, is to get doctors to realize how powerful food is instead of just giving them a drug or cutting something out of them. But unfortunately, doctors aren't educated like that these days. They're still educated the traditional way with drugs and surgery. And nutrition is a very small, if even any, part of their medical training. And I believe they're some of the smartest, amazing human beings that were put on this planet. They just need to be trained in the proper way. And I know it's a lot of work, just like my little videos here, telling people about nutrition. It takes time. It takes time to break a lot of the myths, and it takes time to break a lot of the habits. But it's worth it. This message of humans going back and eating an only plant diet is the most important thing facing our society, facing our world. This planet's not getting any smaller, and humans are growing by leaps and bounds. 7+ billion now. Was it just 50 years ago we only had 2 billion people on the planet? 9 billion by 2050. By the end of the century we're supposed to have 12 billion. You can't feed that many people with animals. You can't filter all the food and all the water through those animals and then feed it to the animals. We need to eat that food directly. And that's the only solution to have sustainable life on planet Earth for our environment and our own personal health. And it needs to start now. We can't wait till we have major problems. Well, I think I've rambled on, which I'm very good at doing. A lot for my first time, my first YouTube channel. I promise not to make them all this long in the future. So what I'm going to do is tie all the different hikes I do and different adventures I do along with this plant-based message. And I also plan on finishing every message with a positive affirmation that I hope is the last thing that's in your head, the last thing that you'll remember, and live a positive, very positive, plant-based, humane lifestyle. That's my goal in these videos. I hope that you like them, and I hope that you share them with your friends.